Okay, this time in the series on UCAT, we're going to talk about the decision-making section again and on to the next category. Big thanks to the UCAT website for all the amazing resources. The link is in the description. That's where all these resources are coming from. Do go and look at the UCAT website to get all your resources and practice with the interface and the on-screen calculator and so on and so forth. So, this time, we're still in the decision-making section. We've done syllogisms. We're going to look at logic puzzles at this point. So 35 questions, 37 minutes, just over a minute. This time we're looking at logic puzzles. This is a problem that requires deductive reasoning to solve, often involving sets of clues and constraints that must be analysed to eliminate possibilities and arrive at a correct conclusion. Okay, so here we go. This is the one. This is the kind of thing that I really like. Okay, so we've got every year, Madrigal School has a school photograph. So we're looking at a school photo here. The 8 teachers sit in the front row, okay? So Mrs. O'Rourke is a known. We've got a bunch of different constraints here in terms of the different people who sit in various different places, okay? And then some statements here, one of which is true, okay? Which one of the statements must be true? Now, there's different ways to approach this. It's worth saying for the entire UCAT, you are allowed rough pen and paper for working. That won't be marked or anything, but you can work things out. Now, the way I would approach this is I would work out where everybody's sitting and then look at the statements. You can go a different way, which we'll talk about after we've done the way I'm suggesting. Okay, so first things first, who can you immediately work out? What's the first one you can work out? Well, Mr. Rowley sitting as far away from Mrs. O'Rourke as possible. That's fairly straightforward. She's 4th from the end here, but she's, 5th from the end over there. Okay, you've also got a statement here about Mr. Nunn, right, who sits 5th from the left with Mrs. O'Rourke and Mr. Percival on either side. So you can put Mr. Nunn right next to Mrs. O'Rourke, okay, because it says he's 5th from the left. You can also then put Mr. Percival in there, okay. Mr. Rowley sits as far away from Mrs. O'Rourke as possible, puts him over there, okay, that's that one. Mr. Stephen sits next to Mr. Percival. Well, we've already got Mr. Percival there, so therefore and Mr. Nunn we know is here, so the only place Mr. Stephen can be is there. Miss Zenza does not sit beside Mrs. O'Rourke or Miss Trollope. We don't know where Miss Trollope is, right? So we only know that Miss Zenza is not in this seat here, okay? So we don't know whether she's in this seat here or that seat there, right? But Mr. Warlock sits 3 seats away from Mr. Nunn. Well, 1, 2, 3. Okay, well that puts him over there. Now that eliminates our possibilities down. So going back to Miss Zenza does not sit beside Miss Rourke or Miss Trollope. Well, she must be there. Okay, therefore Miss Trollope is there. Okay, that's basically solved the logic puzzle. Now we look at the statements, and actually we can see straight away Miss Zenza sits at the far left of the row, must be the correct answer. You can go at this another way, by actually looking to eliminate possibilities, okay? By literally going straight to A, B, C, D and going up to these statements here and seeing why they cannot be true, okay? So Miss Trollope sitting on the far right of the row, well, we're told Mr. Rowley sits as far away as possible from Miss O'Rourke, and Miss O'Rourke's there. That would put him at the far right of the... So I don't actually need to solve everything out to know D is wrong, okay? So I can eliminate that one straight away. I can then do only a limited number of the steps to then work out where people should be. So Mr. Nunn sits 5th from the left with Mr. Percival on his side. Okay, there. Well, when we look to Mr. Warlock, he's sitting 3 seats away from Mr. Nunn. So he can't be over here because that's already full and that wouldn't be 3 seats away. So we basically... can get rid of Mr. Warlock, get rid of C. Mr. Stephen sitting next to Mrs. O'Rourke. Okay, well, it says Mr. Stephen sits next to Mr. Percival, and Mr. Percival, so Mr. Nunn sits 5th from the left with Miss O'Rourke and Mr. Percival on either side. So that one doesn't work either, okay? So therefore, you're only left with A, and that's another way around it to go. Mark scheme for this one, of course, says the correct response that we've got there. Zenza, Warlock, Trollope, O'Rourke, Nunn, Percival, Stephen and Rowley. And looks at it in terms of why the others can't be correct. So B is incorrect because Mr. Stephen doesn't sit anywhere near Mrs. O'Rourke. C is incorrect because Mr. Warlock doesn't sit anywhere near Mr. Percival. And D is incorrect because Mr. Rowley sits on the far right of the photograph next to Mr. Stevens. So therefore, you can work it out fully in this way, or you can work it out by a process of elimination. Either way, you get to a correct answer of A, which is Miss Zenza sits at the far left row. Thanks very much.